This theory suggests Mjolnir was never destroyed and will be wielded by Jane Foster in Thor Love and Thunder. We look at its pros and cons. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is currently in a COVID-19 mandate holding pattern. Assuming there are no further delays, fans will get to see the beginning of Phase 4 on November 6 when Black Widow hits theaters. After that, it will be a while before fans see another film featuring an MCU Avengers original. Thor Love and Thunder is scheduled for release on February 11, 2022. Until then, fans can only speculate about how Natalie Portman Jane Foster will gain the power of Thor after Hela destroyed Mjolnir in Thor Ragnarok. It seems like Foster will be slinging a replacement hammer, or will she? One fan has a theory about how Foster could get her hands on the genuine article. This theory that Foster will get her hands on Mjolnir because Hela didn't actually destroy it in Ragnarok. What she destroyed was a fake according to this theory. Foster will be able to wield an intact version of this original, iconic hammer as she didn't in the comics. The theory hinges on the involvement of a character who has been written out of the MCU, Steve Rogers. It puts forth on the idea that a time travel Rogers during his journey to return the Infinity Stones planted a fake version of Mjolnir for Hela to destroy. The media critic suggests this could have happening during Thor and Loki trip to Doctor Strange's Sanctorum in Ragnarok, with Rogers swapping a replica Mjolnir and taking the real one. The theory assumed that Rogers held on to the genuine article for decades after he returned to the past to live in the Peggy Carter until it was needed. The media core critic imagines a scene at the beginning of Love and Thunder where an elderly Rogers make a cameo bestowing Foster with the hammer. Chris Evans making a cameo in Love and Thunder as an elderly Rogers would be a crowd pleasure. It's hard to argue against the idea that Evans donning his Captain America costume again would cheapen the catchphrase of Endgame's ending. Having Old Man Cap and hand for Foster's transformation and to interact one last time with Thor would be an appealing way around that. It's also a highly unlikely one, despite some recently expressed nostalgia for his time in the franchise. Evans has moved on, hanging the plot of Foster's transformation to the God of Thunder moves this from the realm of a fan theory to fan fiction. It also risks further sidelining Thor in a movie where he is already like to be a supporting player if the comics are anything to go by. Even if Evans could be convinced to make a cameo, or his presence is explained but kept off screen. There are a few other plot holes here. What is that? Beyond how Rogers would acquire a fake hammer and how he could keep the Thor from summoning it. That's how he could trick Hela into believing she'd destroy the actual Mjolnir. Hela knew the Infinity Gauntlet in Odin's treasure vault was fake. Wouldn't she be able to pick out fake Mjolnir? In MCU canon, she has wielded the hammer before Thor. It's not as if she wasn't familiar with it. To be fair, there's an explanation for this apparent plot hole. If Hela's new Mjolnir was fake, she likely would destroy it anyway, given that would be on use to her. Now, you could even make a case that she'd take extra pleasure in causing Thor anguish over a fake hammer, assuming she knew he thought it was the genuine article. That said, squaring this plot hole would require a lot of exposition and reference to Hela, which would only be worth devoting screen time to if she were returning. There's been no identification of that thus far. The argument against Cap gifting Foster the hammer comes down to agency. Of all the possible ways she could gain the power of Thor, being literally handed the hammer by an old man is the least dynamic way of reintroducing Foster as a hero. Something that involves her scientific background or anything that shows her actively taking on the role would be better than being gifted the power by a man Foster's never interacted with on screen before. Director Taika Waititi is looking to bring an over-the-top romance to his second Thor outing. As fun as it is for fans to speculate on how the cinematic version of female Thor gets her hammer, that doesn't seem like Waititi's top priority. Hopefully, how Foster gets the hammer is less important than what she does with it.